guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. In the entire Angelic dimension, the Saiyans would continue with their rigorous training. However, Broly's power, along with Goku's power, was the one that increased the most. But unlike Goku's power, Broly was not able to control it. That's right, while Goku was able to control his power in its entirety. Broly, you better get a grip since I don't want to knock you out again. However, Broly would instantly expel all of his legendary power.
Damn, I want to get out of this damn place.
Broly, with all his power, and while his anger overflowed, he began to exchange blows with Goku all over the place. However, Goku, as if he were dancing ballet, he was able to dodge each one of his blows with incredible precision. And without intending to waste time in an unnecessary battle, with an accurate blow to Broly's head, he was able to knock him out of combat. So at the moment, Goku would return to his base state, starting to meditate again.
The power of that Kakarot insect's increased is an amazing way, but I can't believe even how his character has changed. He already is much more serious.
I agree with you, Mr. Vegeta. That has surprised even me. But this is not the time to be surprised. We have to exceed our limits.
That's right, Gohan. So I want you to accept that transformation and fight against me. Because if you've been able to achieve that transformation, I can also do it.
Gohan, by training the Beast Mode for a few months, was able to access it at will. But the energy drain was amazing. While on Vegeta's part, he had only been able to increase his power without getting any power-up transformations.
No matter how much I raise my power, I need an empowering transformation, which allows me to withstand much more energy load.
Gohan was instantly able to access his Beast Mode, but the power he released completely overshadowed the power of the Prince of the Saiyans, who, without any fear, had launched himself against Gohan. Both warriors began to exchange thousands of blows all over the place. That's right, but the blows by Vegeta were not able to do any harm to Gohan, while each blow of Gohan was able to cause incredible damage to the Prince of the Saiyans. Gohan, with a powerful kick, was able to send Vegeta to a part of the dimension, causing a huge explosion all over the place.
Oh, I'm sorry, apparently I've overdone it.
Gohan would return to his base state with the intention of helping Vegeta, but when he observed a Vegeta with his cold countenance, he was a little surprised, because Vegeta, despite being in his base state, the power that began to emanate from his body was a real madness. That's right, Vegeta's body was feeling in a desperate situation, was able to access a new state. That state would leave everyone present surprised due to the power that began to release. That power that's releasing Vegeta's body is not normal, so he's able to access a new transformation. An incredible aura would rise through the dimension, in which he was able to cause hundreds of disasters all over the place. And from a great expulsion of all his power, he was able to access the Ultra Ego, a state never before seen by any of the warriors present.
What kind of transformation's this? Although I'm not interested, I want to know that the power that I possess is amazing. Gohan, you better transform because I want to use my power to the maximum.
Gohan was able again to access his Beast Mode, so at the moment both warriors began to exchange millions of blows all over the place, while Goku watched the battle very carefully.
Vegeta's power in that transformation's increased in an incredible way.
The battle of both warriors would look very even, but when Vegeta was able to get a power similar to Gohan's, he would begin to take the advantage, because his experience on the battlefield was much greater than Gohan's. So Vegeta would instantly return the blow that Gohan had given him a few moments ago, so Gohan would fall to the ground heavily, creating great chaos all over the place.
With this power, I'm sure I can beat Kakarot's useless one. So get ready, Kakarot.
You better not neglect your defense, since Gohan hasn't been defeated yet.
But Goku was surprised to realize how Gohan, despite going through Vegeta's blind spot, was not able to give him the blow he had intended, since Vegeta with one hand was able to stop him. Although with their fists collided, they created a big explosion all over the place.
Gohan, you're no longer a match for me, but at this moment I'll defeat you, since I know the humiliation that a warrior goes through when he has pity on him.
So Vegeta, moving at an incredible speed, was able to grant him a punch in the stomach, but the power of that punch was so much that it was able to knock Gohan out of combat with a single blow.
Wow, you amaze me, Vegeta! You've been able to get an amazing power!
I want to fight with you, Kakarot. I want to show you that I'm no longer behind you. I'm capable of facing you with my maximum power.
We'd better leave it for the next one. I don't want to take advantage of the fact that you've recently achieved that transformation. Better control the energy drain, and then we have our battle.
But Vegeta, without making chaos to Goku's warnings, he had launched himself against him. But Goku, possessing the Ultra Instinct mastered 100%, was able to dodge every one of his punches, so he would turn around with a big smile.
Apparently you want to be defeated by me again. In that case, I'll give you the pleasure that you fight with my maximum power.
That's what I've been longing to hear. Get ready, insect.
Both rivals got into a battle pose, so without wasting any time, they threw themselves against each other. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, after about 1 week had passed, Itris, together with Daishinkan, were able to wake up.
Ugh, what happened? We were bringing a powerful ally to life. How did we get up?
Damn it, I don't know how your fucking dwarf possesses so much power. Are you perhaps more powerful than the king of the original everything?
First of all, I want you to address me with respect, or I'll be forced to teach you to respect me. And secondly, of course I'm more powerful than my father.
Itris, without believing Zeno-sama's statement, would try to throw himself against him again, but Zeno-sama mercilessly was able to release all his pressure focused simply on Itris, so every one of his bones turned to dust, and he even started choking on his own blood due to the incredible damage he was receiving.
Do you not want me to keep releasing my pressure, or have you already understood that you're not able to do anything against me?
I'm sorry, Big Zeno-sama. I promise I won't disrespect you again. Zeno-sama would immediately stop releasing all his pressure, but Itris had been again left in pathetic conditions, since he wasn't able to move a single one of his fingers, as all his bones were completely destroyed.
Daishinkan, take him to the recovery room so that while each of his limbs heals, his power grows a little more.
As you order, my lord.
Daishinkan would take the body of Itris, leaving for the recovery room. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, both deities were still very thoughtful about what happened in the universe. In that case, I'm sure this whole problem belongs to the higher-ups, since one way or another there would be no way for me to make such a decision.
I was thinking the same thing too, Whis. Since only Daishinkan and Zeno-sama would be able to notice something, and they don't want us to know anything.
That's right, Mr. Beerus, but these days, the power and essence of Zeno-sama and Daishinkan-sama has completely changed to the essence of incredible evil.
We have to do something. Really, we should be able to contact Goku and the other Saiyans.
That's what I've tried, Mr. Beerus, but I find it impossible. I've tried every possible method to be able to contact them, but I'm not able to achieve.
In that case, the only thing we could do is to follow the orders, since we're not able to do anything against the high commands of the Divine Kingdom.
Returning to the Angelic Dimension, both Saiyans, although they seemed very equal, Goku did not seem tired in the slightest, unlike Vegeta, who in every exchange of blows could be observed much more fatigued.
Damn it. How is it possible that you're able to cope with me? I'm the Prince of the Saiyans, and I've gained this new power.
Indeed, the power you've achieved is amazing, but you're forgetting something very important. No matter how much power you get, you have to learn it to master it completely.
Vegeta angrily threw himself against Goku once again, but this time Goku would take a very strange pose, so hundreds of energy swords would be fired at Vegeta's body. But some of the swords were completely destroyed due to Vegeta's destructive aura, which left Goku surprised. But since there were hundreds of energy swords, Vegeta would fall to the ground completely defeated.
You have great power, but it's time for you to rest. We have to finish with that bastard who was able to manipulate Zeno-sama.
Goku, on the other hand, had also been able to obtain a Zenkai, after several months having such a demanding battle against the Prince of the Saiyans.
That battle has helped me understand my power much more. Although I am more powerful, I haven't been able to access any transformation.
Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Zeno-sama would be able to speak with Daishinkan, so Daishinkan, at the end of leaving Itris in the recovery room, would come with his king.
Tell me, my lord, how can I help you?
You still know nothing about those damn Saiyans. I don't understand how they were able to disappear.
I agree with you, my lord, as I even put every angel and god in search of those Saiyans, and no one's able to have at least a clue as their whereabouts.
Something very bad is about to happen, and I'm sure of this.
Since that conversation had already been about 4 months, in which the gods of destruction had forgotten about the matter of the Saiyans, with the exception of the deities of Universe 7. But in all this time, in the Angelic dimension, several years had also passed. And with that help of the gravity, the increase in power they had achieved was unparalleled. But among all the warriors, in the same way, Goku would still be in the most powerful, since among all of them, a silver-haired fur could be observed all over the place. So it is while Goku's power was rising to a maximum level.
The power that Kakarot's achieved is incredible. We'll finally be able to avenge. We don't know who's behind all this, but we'll come to the end of this matter. We have to be able to control my legendary status, and even master the power beyond a god. But I want to annihilate the cause of all this.
I just hope nothing happened to my family. And finally, after several years, we'll be able to get out of this damn place.
Goku, with the power of the Celestial Super Saiyan, the name he had called his transformation, would begin to crack the entire dimension. So with a big smile, and a powerful Ozaru could be seen all over the place, while a gigantic beast claw was able to destroy the entire angelic dimension. So the instant he left that place, 4 incredible powers were felt by each of the 12 universes, which had caught the attention of every divine being in the entire multiverse.
So, this is what I was afraid of. After several months, those damn Saiyans have come forward. Apparently they have incredible power.
The power of those bastards are capable of possessing is amazing, but they won't be able to beat us. Ha ha ha! Finally, after so many millions of years, apparently I'll have some fun.
The entire divine kingdom would begin to approach where such power was being released, while various gods and angels would come with little fear due to all the pressure emanating in the universes. The incredible power of Goku and his new transformation had been so great as to destroy the dimension to which they had been sent. All the beings of divine energy at an incredible speed headed towards where these incredible powers were released, because this time they had even caught the attention of the powerful god Idris.
Finally! Today I'll finish with those dirty mortals. I don't know where the hell they'd gotten, but I plan to destroy them completely.
The entire divine kingdom had arrived in the presence of the 4 Saiyans, which on this occasion all released in an overwhelming power. But at the moment of arriving, the deities of Universe 7 were surprised to realize all the incredible power that emanated.
Hey, Whis, what happened to them? How have you been able to possess this incredible power?
I have not the slightest idea, Mr. Beerus, but there is only one thing for sure, and that is that we know finally what happened during this time. At the moment, an incredible aura would rise through all the 12 universes. That's right, it was the aura of the powerful Saiyan Goku, who was beginning to release an overwhelming power while approaching the entire divine kingdom.
Damn! How are you able to control the mighty Zeno-sama? Although I don't care who the hell you are, because today will end your existence.
All the beings of divine energy, with the exception of Daishinkan, were surprised to hear such an incredible revelation, even Idris.
So, in all of this time, I've been manipulated by a useless, who's not even the stupid king at all. I myself will end your pathetic existence.
Idris rushed against Zeno-sama, but to his surprise, Zeno-sama, without moving any of his fingers, was able to make him fall to the ground, because he had released an incredible pressure, which at the moment of being about to reach the gods and angels, Broly, with his unlimited power, would create a powerful energy barrier, in which being inside even the great pressure of Zeno-sama was not able to do anything.
You better stay inside that energy barrier, because if you come out, you'll be affected by all that pressure from that damn dwarf.
I warned you, Idris. Once again, you have lack of respect for me. I'll annihilate you.
Zeno-sama would raise both hands, with which, at the moment, as if were a simple worm, he was able to end the life of Idris, one of the most powerful beings of all time.
Well, it's time to finish with you, because thanks to you good-for-nothing Saiyans, I've lost one of my most powerful men.
It'll be useless for you to have an army when today you die.
But Zeno-sama, despite not having access to his combat form, at an impressive speed he'd been able to hold Vegeta by the neck, being able to cause a great disaster, because he had used Vegeta's body to cause everything that happened. Vegeta, when trying to defend himself, Zeno-sama was able to neutralize him completely, and with a great kick had sent him to a planet, creating an incredible destruction.
We can't let that damn dwarf end Mr. Vegeta's life!
Gohan at the moment had launched himself against Zeno-sama, so followed, Broly would also pounce against him, while Goku was watching each of the attacks in defense. That's right, Goku was starting to analyze Zeno-sama's combat form.
The warrior that's been able to manipulate him must be an extremely powerful subject, because his way of fighting is the way of an experienced warrior. A warrior who's gone through thousands of battles.
However, at the time of being 3 against 1, they began to have a little advantage. But Zeno-sama was not far behind because despite being few blows, the attacks that he was able to connect to the warriors were of a power, with which he would destroy 2 universes. But the resistance of their bodies had grown in an amazing way. But at the moment, Zeno-sama in each of his hands had created 2 spheres of energy, which gave off an incredible power. The condensed power had been an outrage. At the moment, a great explosion would be created all over the place.
He had been stupid. He wouldn't be able to control all that power, and for that reason he'd been destroyed by his own energy.
But from all that explosion, the silhouette of an imposing warrior was beginning to be observed, very distant to the appearance of Zeno-sama, since Zeno-sama had access to his combat form, with which his appearance as well as his power changed drastically.
It's amazing that mere mortals like you have been able to force me to use my combat form.
Meanwhile, Daishinkan would start attacking the barrier that Broly had left to protect all the other angels and gods. I knew that my father had been manipulated by a damn imposter in the same way, but in the same way, his power is still incredible. Goku would notice how Broly's barrier, the more the minutes pass, the more it cracks. That's right, it was a matter of time for Broly's barrier to be completely destroyed.
Broly, take care of the High Priest. I want you to end his life, since I'm sure he wouldn't have liked to be manipulated like that. When all this is over, we'll be able to use the Super Dragon Balls.
I understand. Just don't go trusting each other, since that damn dwarf's power has grown in an incredible way.
Broly would move quickly to be able to prevent Daishinkan from being able to destroy his barrier. So when he arrived, he was able to connect a powerful blow to Daishinkan's face, which had sent him flying to a planet, completely destroying it because the power condensed in Broly's fist was a real madness.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'll have to end Daishinkan's life, since he's been manipulated by the same entity that controls Zeno-sama. For that reason, we'll end with both until we find the solution, which would be to bring them to life with the Super Dragon Balls.
I understand. In that case, of course we support it, since for some time we have observed the top brass acting in very strange ways. But without being able to continue with their conversation, Daishinkan rushed against Broly, which instantly both began to exchange thousands of blows throughout that universe. However, although Broly was the legendary Super Saiyan and his power was unlimited, he was maintaining a very even battle with the Great Priest, because the negative energy was able to make him much more powerful the more the battle went on. So the moment Daishinkan was able to return the blow that Broly had given him, for what that moment, Broly would be sent flying to a few mountains, created a big chaos all over the place.
You have incredible power, but you're still a simple dirty mortal. You'll never be able to share with us the beings of pure divine energy.
Broly would recover from that powerful blow, and at the moment, without wasting time, he would expel all his power, destroying everything in his path.
I have to use everything I have against Daishinkan, since he is considered one of the most powerful warriors of the 12 universes for nothing.
The battle of both would resume. On the other hand, the battle of the 3 Saiyans, surprising as it may seem, they began to have a great disadvantage. That's right, the power of Zeno-sama was a complete madness, which even the 3 Saiyans were not able to match. Only Goku was able to get a little closer to his overwhelming power, but the damage that Zeno-sama caused them was incredible damage. At the moment, Zeno-sama would increase his speed much more, so he was able to cause them great damage, making the trio of warriors fall to the ground very badly injured and on the verge of death.
God damn it! Despite having trained for thousands of years in that damn room, we're not able to do anything against that bastard.
Kakarot, we still have one last method. We'll use fusion and create the most powerful warrior of all the 12 universes I've ever seen.
It doesn't matter that I die. I'll grant them the necessary time so that they'll be able to perform the fusion.
Gohan had pounced against Zeno-sama. However, Zeno-sama not having knowledge of his plan, he would begin to torture Gohan in thousands of different ways. Even Gohan had returned to his base state due to all the damage he had generated. But the instant he was about to deliver the final blow that would end Gohan's life, and incredible power as well as pressure would be felt all over the place. That's right, the powerful Gogeta Ultra Instinct had been able to appear on the battlefield, being able to stop Zeno-sama at the last second.
I don't care who you are. I'll be the one in charge of finishing you. I'm known as the Beast Tamer.
Confident, Zeno-sama would watch the warrior because although he was able to release an incredible aura, his true power had not yet been shown to any warrior. Zeno-sama would begin to approach Gogeta, which in the same way he would while a great wave of energy had sent him towards the barrier previously created by Broly, to which the angels began to heal each of his wounds. Returning with the warriors, both began to exchange thousands of blows at impressive speeds. So much were their speeds that this time the angels were not able to see absolutely anything. They were only able to observe how a warrior had been sent to fly to a planet, destroying it completely. But on the surface, they were able to observe Gogeta.
The combined power of Lord Goku and Vegeta is incredible. So much so that they're even able to corner a king completely in their combat form. Ouch! I felt that blow, but let's see if you're able to follow me and step completely, since next to me, you're nothing.
Zeno-sama would release much more power, with which he pounced again. The battle seemed much more even for his part. In the battle of Broly and Daishinkan, Daishinkan was able to corner Broly because every wound that Broly gave him, Daishinkan, with the negative energy, was able to heal completely. So Broly would come up with a plan to leave absolutely nothing of Daishinkan.
You're powerful, but I'm sure I'm much more resistant than you, so I want to see if you're able to withstand an explosion of all my power.
Broly with a great blow was able to send Daishinkan flying. However, at the moment, Daishinkan would lash out in the same way, but Broly with his physical strength was able to hold him completely.
At this moment, you'll receive this big explosion.
Daishinkan, despite releasing all his power, was not able to compare with the physical strength that Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, possessed. So at the moment, Broly would create that big explosion, which would not be observed in anything for several minutes. But in the middle of the explosion, Daishinkan had been turned into simple dust of the universe, while Broly would fall to a nearby planet, creating a big crater, since he had no energy to stay in the air.
This warrior is really honorable. He has even been able to almost sacrifice himself for our welfare. Now all that is missing is that dam.
The battle of both warriors would remain very even. However, Zeno-sama's power, for a strange reason, would begin to decrease, which both warriors realized. However, Gogeta would not miss the opportunity, starting to use much more power than his body was able to withstand.
Well, your body's not able to take much more power, apparently. So I'll end this once and for all.
Gogeta, in one of his hands, was able to create a powerful attack, which was even able to make everything around him shake.
Divine Punisher of Souls!
The attack had successfully reached Zeno-sama, creating a great chaos all around. However, to everyone's surprise, the powerful Zeno-sama was lying on the ground in terrible conditions, while at the top of all the 12 universes, an incredible negative aura was beginning to form.
You bastard. Having planned to control the useless king completely, you are the only one to interfere in my plans. But the time of your death has come.
That great dark energy would begin to take the form of an imposing warrior, which his appearance was extremely incredible, since he was able to bend any warrior who stood in front of him. The imposing warrior, with a quick flash, was able to leave the powerful fusion lying on the ground with hundreds of wounds all over his body.
This is amazing! I wasn't able to see anything, but Gogeta was in terrible condition in a matter of seconds.
Gogeta would stand up, starting to attack that warrior, but his hands were left shaking with every exchange of blows.
Damn it! My pride has been shattered, but I have to run away!
Gogeta, in one of his hands, was able to create a sphere of energy which did not possess any destructive power. It had only radiated a great light, which Gogeta would take advantage to leave the place at an incredible speed. With all the other warriors, after 30 seconds, Jamura was able to recover the vision.
No matter what you do, or where you hide, I will find you and finish with each one of you!
The powerful warrior Jamura, with a big smile, would begin to create a large sphere of mass density in the palm of his hands, with which the condensed power was amazing. So instantly, without hesitation, he was able to destroy the 12 universes, leaving nothing standing, because this time, he'd been able to resort to a much greater power than normal.
If you are anywhere in the 12 universes at this moment, You must have been turned into simple cosmic dust.
That great explosion was beginning to approach all the warriors, but as if it were a miracle, Zeno-sama in his combat form had prostrated himself before that great explosion, and with a great determination in each of his hands, he would form a tiny spheres. But although his size was insignificant, the power that condensed in each of them was unreal.
Because of my damn fault, that miserable demon has been able to destroy all 12 universes. If necessary, I plan to give my life for those Saiyans to survive, because I'm sure they'll be able to defeat them.
At the moment, that big explosion would begin to impact Zeno-sama. However, the King of the Whole in the same way would begin to channel all his power in that attack, being able to repel the attack for a few seconds, but being about to be defeated, all the other angels would begin to transmit all their power so that Zeno-sama would not be defeated so easily.
Great Zeno-sama, we know that you're not the one behind all this, since the cause has been made, that miserable one, but don't worry, because this time you have our support.
Zeno-sama was able to withstand that big explosion, but at the moment, he would still fall to the ground, because the damages he had received were of another level. For his part, Jamura would enter the Kingdom of the Whole.
This is what I really needed. Since I'm not in this damn place to take orders, but I have to start creating my army.
Jamura, with some strange poses, was able to summon a portal, from which hundreds of warriors began to come out of all the Kingdom of the All. But among them, the one who stood out the most was an opposing warrior who was very similar to Frieza's race, but the power he was able to give off was amazing.
It will be a pleasure to be under your orders, my lord. And don't forget that you can order us anything, and we will comply with it without any objection.
I like that. But for now, I want all of you to take care of protecting the barriers of this multiverse, since this will be the multiverse of ruin.
As you order, my lord. In that case, I will delegate myself several recruits to the borders of this great multiverse.
Returning to the other warriors, the most affected were the Saiyans, because their bodies were completely shattered. Even with the help of the angels, their bodies were hardly able to accept the energy they were receiving. However, at a specific moment, the Prince of the Saiyans would wake up, expelling all his power in the Ultra Ego. However, when observing Vegeta's eyes, they were completely white, implying that he was unconscious.
The damage they have to receive must have been incredible, so that they're not even able to control their own bodies.
Seconds later, the Prince of the Saiyans would fall to the ground again.
Brother, do you think that the Divine World is capable of emerging victorious from this battle?
I don't know, sister, but the only thing I'm sure is that we must protect these Saiyans with our lives, as they are the hope, because that was the thought of our dear father. On the other hand, on the borders of the multiverse of Zeno-sama, several warriors began to enter because of the other kings of the All. Upon witnessing the fall of the king of the All, had decided to claim as their own the territory that was once Zeno-sama's.
This multiverse of Zeno-sama will be mine, and I'll not allow anyone else to be able to approach what belongs to me, the two most powerful warriors of my multiverse. Go put order. We have to be the biggest and most powerful multiverse. That's why we have to get hold of that multiverse.
That was the thought of most kings at all, so they had sent their most powerful warriors, finding several of them on the borders of the multiverse. But when they were about to start fighting among them, several of them were surprised to realize how a flash was able to even split several of their enemies in half, as if it were a blade. But not being enough, was able to even split several planets in half that had crossed in their passage.
I don't want to fight each other. Since I have thousands of years, I don't have a good fight, and I want to have some fun.
The warriors stared at each other while among all, a powerful warrior with several horns on his head would step forward.
Apparently you are a somewhat powerful warrior, but it's a pity that you don't have any allies, unlike us who are an army next to you. For your information, I only have the power of an army, and if you don't believe what I'm telling you, you'd better come and check it out for yourself.
Instantly, several warriors launched themselves against Archon, who, without any difficulty, was able to dodge each of their blows of the warriors, being able to even grant thousands of cuts all over the battlefield, ending with the life of several warriors. That's right, on the part of Archon, he began to create a mountain of dejected warriors. Well, although the other warriors had the numerical advantage, they weren't able to cause an effective damage. Archon, because even when they hit Archon, their fists hurt due to the resistant skin that Archon, with the help of his tail, was able to send the warriors he had nearby to fly to several planets.
That's what you mean you guys had the army of a power. Don't make me laugh. They're just simple ants next to me. Ugh, that hurt me too much. How is it possible that a simple warrior is able to put us in these conditions?
Meanwhile, Archon was watching them from atop of the atmosphere. The other warriors began to lose their fighting instinct, as no matter what technique or attack they used, Archon was always ahead of them.
Don't give up. I'm sure that bastard must be exhausted too, since it's not easy at all to face warriors more powerful than the priests themselves.
Archon, a little irritated by the presence of that warrior, had moved at a speed that, on this occasion, no one was able to observe.
You've got me tired with your damn words, so you die easy. Don't use even 25% of all my power. Now die!
Archon, with a great attack of energy, would be released all over the place, wiping out most of the warriors. Was able to end the battle since all of the warriors, only one of them managed to escape into his multiverse.
I want you to reach your destination, as I have a surprise for you, and the curse of your king who wants to conquer the multiverse of the mighty Jamura.
Archon was able to feel the perception of his energy, since inside that warrior had injected a lot of negative energy. So when he arrived, his king of all, he would leave the palace when he realized how his most powerful warrior spat too much blood all over the place.
I can't believe what I'm witnessing. How was it Zeno-sama who did this to you?
Without him being able to respond, his whole body was starting to inflate, and at the moment, a huge explosion would be created all over the place. So powerful had that explosion been, that even on this occasion, the blood of the entire warrior would fall like rain, while a monster would be created on the top.
So you're the damn worm that wanted to take over our multiverse. For all your information, that multiverse is under our control, and I'll give you a little taste of what'll happen to you if you mess with us again.
The incredible monster, despite his enormous size, was able to grant thousands of blows all over the warrior's body. To the size being enormous, the damage it had caused to the king at all was of another level. The Archon technique would fade, meanwhile, during which the Saiyan warriors, the angels, had chosen to enter a dimension in which time passes in a much faster way. In order to be able to the warriors recover in the shortest possible time, to spend in that room 3 years, the warriors had woken up. Well, it had only been 2 days outside, however, the warriors woke up not 100%, as several of their energy veins were not able to assimilate such incredible power that the new warrior had shown.
Ah, my body hurts completely. Where are we?
Well, I don't know, you damn insect, but we must look for a solution, so we're able to defeat that damn monster.
I agree with you, Mr. Vegeta, and we have the right plan for you to be able to achieve it. Both Saiyans who had been able to first wake up were realized how the angels and gods had returned to normal.
Goku, I know it's not time, but I'm proud of the power you've been able to get. Just like you, Vegeta, you're really the protectors of the 12 universes. No, Mr. Beerus, we were defeated by that damn garbage, and we could do absolutely nothing against it.
There is one last possibility, and it is the power beyond the King of the All, the power beyond the Divine. It is known as the state of an Omnigod.
Omnigod? What state are you referring to, Whis? Please explain to us.
The state of the Omnigod is able to channel all the power and vital energy. Even if he left them for 5 years without being able to fight, the power he can give them is of another level. It is said that there has been no warrior who's able to survive after fighting with warriors who reach that state.
Stop fighting for 5 years. Of course I could do it in order to finish with that bastard who finished with my whole family.
In that case, it's decided. Would be the new warriors to take over the power beyond the King of All.
Well, in that case, since Daishinkan was not present, we, the 12 angels and gods, will use our power to be able to perform the ritual, as well as grant them such a state. All the gods and angels began to surround Goku and Vegeta, while a strange feeling was felt by the Saiyan warriors. But instantly, both warriors fell to the ground due to all the incredible power and essence that is entering their bodies.
Bear with me. It's not long, very little.
Both Saiyans were immediately knocked out of combat, so after a few hours, they would both wake up, but even their powers in sleep mode, it was incredible. It's time for you to be able to access a new level, expel all your power. Goku and Vegeta expelled the maximum of their powers, with which the power they were able to release was amazing. While various marks on their body would become present, as well as the entire dimension they had reached, would be completely destroyed, being able to feel such abominable power by all existing multiverses.
What? Whose powers are these? They're gigantic powers.
Jamura, along with Archon and several of his warriors, began to head towards the place, while Whis had confirmed him that they were only able to stay in such a state for 1 hour, since the cannon's power was supreme.
So 1 hour, but 5 minutes will be enough for us. I hope you're ready, Vegeta.
So you thought the same as me. The one who has to beat him back is the mighty Gogeta.
Both Saiyans would quickly make the fusion, which left Whis surprised, since the time would be shortened in an incredible way. But the moment of such warrior appearing in an intimidating presence was able to be felt all over the place. Gogeta, Super Saiyan Omni, was able to observe how in the distance several warriors were approaching. Gogeta, as if were a flash, were able to arrive in a few seconds in front of all the warriors, and with a very powerful blow was able to send Jamura flying to the surface of a planet, destroying it completely.
Damn you, worm! You'll die! Palms of death!
That monster would appear again, but the moment he would execute one of his most powerful techniques, however, to everyone's surprise, Gogeta was able to dodge each and every one of his blows.
You're not the right opponent for me. Besides, I don't have time. I just have to finish with the damn Jamura.
Archon, with a small attack in one of his hands, was able to pulverize him completely, because the attack, being a few centimeters from colliding with Archon, would increase his size to the bearing of a sun. That's right, Archon, the most powerful warrior of the Elite Jamura, had been eliminated as a simple insect, while Gogeta, without waiting for Jamura to recover, rushed against him, starting to grant him a shower of blows all over his body, leaving him in terrible conditions.
I'll not beg for my life, but you're an admirable warrior. I didn't think that you'd be able to manage to hurt me so much, to the point of being able to leave almost on the verge of death.
As I told you, I'm the Beast Tamer. I hope you'll be reborn as a good guy. But now die!
Gogeta would throw his most powerful attack against Jamura, with which so much power there had been absolutely nothing left of it. While at the same instant the fusion would end, Goku and Vegeta would fall to the ground out of combat, Gohan and Broly would hold them, while the angels with all their divine power were able to get everything back to normal. While they are the Super Dragon Balls, they managed to bring Daishinkan back to life in the same way.
Whis, I told you, those Saiyans will be the saviors of this multiverse.
That's right, Father. I'm sorry for mistrusting you. So all the warriors left their respective planets, while the Saiyans would be served a banquet the instant they arrived, while the 5 years would pass for both Saiyans to fully recover. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.